doing fine. My name is Andre. I'll be few minutes. Basically, just giving my opinion on what's going on in the news, what's going on in the world, and you know, hope, hope it may be of help to somebody. But stay tuned. I I just boiled some water because I'm about to have some tea, and I think it's ready. I'm gonna go get the thermos and can pour some tea. And I have a list of things here tonight that I would love to talk about, to address what's going on in the public, my view, and we'll take it from there. So let me go get the thermos, and actually I've got some palm sugar sweetener here. Let me go ahead and put that in there and sweeten that. Okay. So let me go get the tea, and I'll be right back. All right, all right. Okay. Whoa. Better be careful there. Hot water. Mm. Like it's gonna be a long night. So guess what? Let me fill her up. Folks, how was your week this week? If you got any questions, please go ahead and send a question in, and see if I can address it while I'm here. So, that's hot. Ooh, spoon is still hot. So the rest of the tea in the thermos, that'll be for my children in the morning. They actually love drinking tea. This is we only do herbal teas, so the children, they love it. They love it. Before they go to bed at night, they actually sometimes demand to have tea. I'll be right back. All right, so let's start. Well, like again, I said, my name is Andre, and here to have a discussion about things that's happening during the week and things that's currently happening in the news. Um, just going to give you my opinion. I know nowadays YouTube is very strict on basically what you put on YouTube, especially even concerning the coronavirus. So you got to be careful what you say these days. Um, Basically, people want to shut you down. People don't want you to open your mouth, say anything these days. They want to have a control of basically what you say. But you still can voice your opinion. You just got to be mindful of what you say. All right, so welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, Common Sense Thinking with Andre. That's my name, Andre. So Common Sense Thinking. Now, I mainly get my news, my sources from NPR, National Public Radio, and the BBC News. And there were a few things, over the week that I jotted down that I would like to address of concern, not just to me, but to the entire world. And probably I have an audience out there that may actually pay attention to what's going on. This might actually be of comfort to you. Okay. Mm, not bad, not bad. Well, my wife actually does. She see when we buy teas, we buy a variety of flavors, and my wife, she does a wonderful blend. She does a better blend of teas, better than I from time to time. All right, so let's get right into it. Um, First thing here, since the pandemic, they're saying that there's a obesity rate rise during the pandemic, fueled by stress and job loss. Now, people are home. People are getting a check from the government. They're not going out and working. And, they're buying all types of junk food. You know, in my family, actually during this time of the pandemic, I'm still working, and thank God for that. My job is actually in the health field, so my job wasn't really affected by it. But for those who, had to stay home and they weren't really considering uh, the different meals that they're preparing for their family. And people just went and bought so many junk foods. So what do you expect? Of course you're gonna gain some weight around the hips and the face and all that. So, obesity rate had to go up because, remember folks, you can go to the gym and exercise all you want. You can run 20 miles a day, 40 miles a day. That is not gonna let you lose weight. Remember, I govern my life by the Bible, and it says, exercise profit you little. So it's what you put in your mouth. That's what will regulate your weight. During this pandemic, I call it a pandemic because I strongly believe that this virus was created in a lab um, for population control. Um, yes, COVID is real, but it was created, I believe, by man for population control. You know, I strongly believe that this world is um, is controlled by certain elites. You know, presidents throughout the world are all puppets. They answer to a certain to certain elites. So yes, of course, people making wrong food choices. Yes, they are going to be gaining all kind of weight and um, have obesity problem. So I can definitely see that. With the job loss, I mean, I guess some people handle stress differently because loss of a job. I don't see me gonna be eating more to handle that kind of that kind of stress. But like I said, people handle stress differently. So the obesity problem, you know, I can see that happening. People just need to make better health food choices. My daughter is actually, I have three girls, and um, from time to time I would normally hear people would say, or parents would say, their children don't drink water. Are you cotton picking kidding me? Who is the parent here? You know, what do you mean your children don't drink water? You're the one that shopped it. You're the one that bringing this mess into your house. You bring in what you want them to eat. If you keep bringing in, fruit punch and sodas, what do you expect? That's what the kid is going to get used to. Like my father said years ago when we migrated to this country, he said, Andre, this country, it's killing its people with sugar and salt. And it is true. I'll give you a perfect example. Thank God for my wife. She I have a sweet tooth, I must admit, and she has helped me to regulate it. I got to do better. I got to do better. So, yes, I can see, with my children, you know, my youngest, a year and a half years old, um, if she sees one of her older sisters are drinking water and she doesn't have water in her cup, she will go to the sister and try to force her sister to give her water to drink. Or she'll come to us as the parent and almost crying for us to give her water. I mean, it's amazing. It's just simply amazing. I should. I wish I had a photo to show you of when I'm purchasing water at the grocery store. I buy it by the case. 6 gallons in one case, and I buy 3 cases sometime, and that lasts us for a couple of weeks. So that's what we mainly drink.
The lady was shocked.
But let me just give you an example of what happened here. So I went to Dollar Tree to purchase our water, and like I said, I'm buying 3 cases, and each case holds six gallons of water in there. And the lady was like, "Why so much water?" I said, "Well, that's all we drink." She's like, "Your children, they drink water?" I was like, "Yeah. Um, if that's all you give them to drink, that's all they're gonna drink. So what are we puzzled about here?" So she was just shocked that my children, that's all they drink. Now, when they get older, like, when they become of age, like we do, the parent, we drink wine, mainly red organic wine. Um, my wife, she makes great smoothies. Um, as far as juice go, we don't buy juice. My wife, if we buy like several dozens of oranges or grapefruit. We have the Jack LaLanne juicer, and we put it in that juicer
Celery,
and celery, um,
carrots.
and that's how we get our juice. But other than that, we don't buy juice at the store, supermarket. We mainly shop at Whole Foods. Let me just get that out of the way. We mainly shop at Whole Foods, and we don't even trust to buy juices at Whole Foods. Some people go to Whole Foods and they complain about prices. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can come out breaking the bank, but if you go to Whole Foods and purchase what really is to be purchased, the most healthiest section in any grocery store is the produce section. Once you start veering away from the produce section, your grocery bill is gonna start going up and up and up and up and up. So um, start off with your produce section. We are flexitarians, so we mainly um, we don't consume meat as much. Maybe once or twice a week, sometime none. So we eat a lot of fruits. And folks, if I was to show you inside of our refrigerator, um, our kids, they pretty much know all type of fruits. Um, they carry their lunch to school, and the children there in the school are asking, "What kind of fruit is that? Can I taste it?" We went to Hawaii last year, and there's this one fruit that, oh my gosh, what's the name of the fruit, hon?
Still can't remember.
Still can't remember, but the fruit was so delicious. And ever
It's like
since,
a pudding, like it
it's,
looks
it's
almost
like,
like a dragon fruit.
it looks like almost like a dragon fruit, like a pudding. Um, very, very, oh my gosh, delicious. ever since we returned back to the mainland, you know, we've been searching for it. But yes, yes. So let me move on. Our, like I said, our children and us, we consume mainly fruits and vegetables, quinoa, millet. We don't do. It's every now and then we may have some rice. We do have a rice lover in the castle. Won't name who that is, but anyways, um, yeah. So we keep it simple and keep it clean. Now the next story is I saw in the news that was of interest to me was Japan to lift all coronavirus emergency steps nationwide. So in Japan, hold on a second, let me get some more tea here. Ah, very good, not a bad blend. Yes, one of my favorite cups. One of my favorite cups. I think this is raspberries all over it. Yes, love my tea. Love my tea. Um, yes, so Japan to lift all coronavirus emergency steps nationwide. Yes, well, I agree with Japan. Basically, you know what it comes down to is the moolah. Countries are losing millions, if not billions of dollars seen since this coronavirus has wreaked havoc throughout the entire world. You know, on my way to work in the mornings, there's this Honda dealership on the highway that I travel to work. And folks, I'm telling you, I can count the amount of new cars or new vehicles on one hand in the new car parking lot. Now they're saying, well, there's this one chip that they can't get a hold of for new vehicles. I've heard as far as, you know, because of so many people got infected with the coronavirus, you know, so many people are getting sick around the world, so many people died, and so many people have retired. So there is a lack of, you'd say, workmanship or to make certain products that different industries need to feed another industry. So that's why that we don't have the chip that they're talking about. Well, you know, you have to look at the big picture. Now, the thing is, I think it's more than just a chip. Uh, we've been wanting to get this electric vehicle on the road. And what's the best way to get this electric vehicle? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Do you think purposely chips are not being made in order to roll this electric vehicle out? Think about it. So, like they say, Japan to lift all coronavirus emergency steps nationwide. And you know, in Asia, they're a step ahead of the US when it comes to electric vehicles, EV vehicles, anyways. So, folks, and on top of that, I do believe that a high percentage of their citizens have been vaccinated. Now, I'm not going to tell anybody, say, hey, don't get vaccinated. I'm not going to get vaccinated unless I have to. But for now, who want to go ahead and get vaccinated, they can go ahead and get vaccinated. You know, like I said, YouTube nowadays is very strict on you saying don't get vaccinated. You know, you coming on saying don't get vaccinated. I'm not going to tell no one to not get vaccinated. You know, but for as for me and my house, we're going to hold off as long as we can. You know, you have these people who, you know, they're writing these days, you know, against, you know, the whole vaccination. Yeah, you can express how you feel, but don't get violent about it. You know, recently in Europe, um, you know, hundreds of people got jailed for beating up on the police officers because they don't believe in
The
getting
jab.
vaccinated. Yeah, so um, folks, if you just don't feel like it, it's just like with the mask thing. I don't believe in wearing a mask, but my church requires us to wear a mask, so I wear a mask. My job requires us to wear a mask. I'm going to wear the mask. But do I believe in wearing a mask? Do I really support it? Not at all. I believe you should be just like this, breathing freely. I believe the virus is mainly transmitted by dirty hands. And yeah, keep your hands clean and keep your immune system strong. You see, let's go back. Like they're saying, the obesity rate has risen during we call it a pandemic. If obesity rate has gone up, that tells me that you're not eating properly. So of course, people with weak immune system is gonna get this coronavirus. Like I said, the virus is real. Don't get it twisted. But be prepared for it. Wash your dirty hands and keep your immune system strong. I've never had so much green smoothies in my life since from last year. I mean, a lot of green smoothies. Your body needs dark green leafy vegetables. This is a money tree. I wonder if I could eat the leaves. It's green. It's like them cows and you know out there in the field. A lot of animals they eat dark green leafy stuff out there. And trust me, if I was doing with an arm wrestling with one of them, I would never win. Never win. Well, it's time for a sip of tea again. All right, folks. This is nice. Some good tea, folks. Wonderful tea. Well, okay, what's next on the agenda here? Okay, so next year, this week, that was of concern to me that I want to address. Folks, just want to let you know I'm not an extremist. That I'm not. I'm an independent thinker. I am an independent thinker. I belong to no political party. I belong to no political party. So let me just get that out there to you. All right. So the next thing I want to address is the Swiss voters. The Swiss voters approved same-sex marriage in nationwide referendum. Now, when it comes to the same-sex marriage, I don't agree with it. Like I said, I govern my life by the word of, by the Bible, and it does not teach, um, marriage of same sex. It teaches marriage of the opposite sex. Um, it, that type of lifestyle is just a lifestyle of confusion, unhappiness, and I don't support it. I don't support it at all. But we live in a world where it's deteriorating, and people are going off based on how they feel in their head. Um, Feelings versus facts. It can really mess you up, folks. So that's what the Swiss voters have approved: same-sex marriage in a nationwide referendum. Well, best of luck with that one. Um, See, people are not thinking about the long-term effects. And here in the United States, um, funny thing is, funny but serious, you have hate groups out there that they're not for abortion. Let's get that out there. They're not for it. And you know why they're not for it? I've recently heard that why they're not for that. or they're not even for the LGBT lifestyle also, because they feel potential members are being taken by abortion, or someone being into LBGT lifestyle, they think possibly some of those persons could have actually be in their groups. So you see how twisted this world is. So the best thing I can tell you, govern your life by the word of God in the best way possible, with his help. Ask for his guidance and his wisdom. And just want to let you know, I love everybody. There's no one out there that I hate. I may hate your lifestyle, but I love the person. Always, always. Hmm. Another thing, this is very important. Well, everything I discuss here is important. But another thing here, saw in the news recently, is Biden administration seeks a contractor for a migrant facility at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. So basically the Biden administration, remember when on the election, on the campaign, I should say, uh, he told the migrants, come on over, come. And I just knew that was a bunch of nonsense. When he won, he was like, "Oh no, stay. Can't handle this load amount of people coming across the border like that." So now he's seeking a private contractor in, well, his administration is seeking a private contractor in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. You know what that means? Instead of flying these folks back to their country, back to Guatemala, um, Colombia, Venezuela, and Haiti, guess what? Now we're going to send them to Guantanamo Bay and put the U.S. government in so much deeper debt. It just doesn't make no sense. You see, like I said, I'm a free thinker. I belong to no political party. But I rather the Trump approach. The Trump approach is to make it more difficult on the government. You know, on the government, put a stronger demand on each and every government to take better care of their citizens. So basically, sending them to Guantanamo Bay, um, that's not a good move, because basically what you're telling me is this: um, you're going to send them there, X amount of people die here. Hey, we need some people from Guantanamo Bay to take the spot of, a couple of thousand of people who would die here of coronavirus or whatever virus, the AIDS or um, cancer. So, hey, let's get a shipment of people who are vaccinated and, who in the best of health. Let's choose them from Guantanamo Bay, from among the Haitians, the people from Colombia, Guatemala, because yes, you watch the news and you may think it's just Haitians alone, but no, there's other mixtures of different nations among the people who are coming across the border daily. Yes, so I thought that was quite interesting. Why would you send them to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba? You're gonna be spending now millions of dollars, millions. So my point is, I think the Trump approach would be demand more, which he did, demand more of their governments to step up and take better care of their people. And the U.S. government give aid to different countries every day, all year long. A lot of these governments, they just steal the money, and they just say, hey, go ahead, leave the country, the US will take care of you. No, somebody got to put a stop to that. But the Biden administration is not. He's like, hey, let's send him to Guantanamo. All right. Mm. Well, my wife is standing in the background, watching over me, making sure I stay on track here. But tea is good, and I've got quite a few topics here tonight. It's only gonna get warmer, folks. Just hang in there with me. So, like I say, my name is the name of this is called I name it Common Sense Thinking with Dre. All right. And like I said, I get my sources, my news source from NPR and the BBC, and just giving you my interpretation of what, out of so many different issues that's going on in the world, I pick out what I think that is of concern to me, and addressing it with you. All right, okay. So let's talk about the mask. Um, Wearing of the mask across the world. People are not really, not everyone is on board of wearing a mask with this coronavirus. Um, my children recently started back school, and our lovely governor of Florida. I love Governor Ron DeSantis. I think that man's gonna get my vote. Like I said, I really don't belong to any political party, but right is right, and someone is protecting your interests. I, like I said, when it all boils down to it, this world is controlled by elites. Presidents are puppets, but on a local level, our governor stepped up, and he doesn't support the wearing of masks. The way he went about it, after getting into the story and reading about how he should have, he really kind of did it illegal. So that's why he got heat and he had to back down. But I think it's by the end of October, they're going to revisit that mask wearing. And there's a lot of parents, show up at these parent teachers meeting or
PTAs.
PTA meetings, and they're getting violent. And it's, come on, that's not necessary. That's not necessary. My children, I think they were the only two in the entire school. We're talking about a few hundred children here that were not wearing masks. And I think that lasted for how many weeks, huh?
That lasted for about 3 weeks.
For about 3 weeks. Now at the end of the 3 weeks, now we kicking and screaming and protesting it in front of the school? No, we had the mask ready for them. We don't want to show our children that we are violent, which we're not. But common sense thinking with Dre. All right. Well, that's what I got to say about the mask. Now let's move on. Like I said, it's only gonna get heated here, so hang in there. If you've got any questions, I'll take a look at them later on. Um, so, and hey, feel free if you want to make a donation to us, because I believe I'm going to be doing this regularly. But like I said, if you want to make a donation, feel free. We'll leave the information up where you can PayPal or whatever pal. Yes, so not going to spend any time on that. This is not what the show is about. All right, so now let's go to the Middle East. There was a historical move in the Middle East this past week in Tanzania. Tanzania, new prime minister is the first woman to lead a government in the Arab world. That's historical, folks. That is historical. Now, for example, like in Afghanistan and Iran and a few other countries in that area, they don't believe in women should be in leadership, and participate in. For example, they don't want women teaching. Um, there are so many different areas where they do not want women to be involved. And I've always said, and I'm going to say this in a nutshell, when you suppress women in any society, your country is no fun. And really, I don't even want to travel there. Iran is a little better, but Afghanistan? No, no. Before the U.S. was kicked out, you know, it did cross my mind, take a flight, go see what it's like there. But since the U.S. has gotten out and, the Taliban has taken back over in 11 days, now let's talk about this Taliban thing here for a little bit. For 20 years, the U.S. was there fighting a war. And then in 11 days, the Taliban took the country back over. Now, who were you shooting all this time? I mean, there should be thousands of dead Talibans, but in 11 days, they took the country back over and kicked the U.S. out and other countries along with the U.S. and took back over. And they've already let it be known, women that were in government when the U.S. had, occupied, uh, they've already had to abandon ship. So, so this is quite historical here that a woman in the Arab world is now prime minister. You know, it's just moving in the right direction. I do support 100%, limited, um, you know, access to women to various things in society. So that's a beautiful move there in Tanzania. So, like I said, if your country do not allow women to participate in just everyday life, your country is no fun, and you will not get my tourist dollars. Sorry. Yeah, let me drink to that. Some good tea. I put the what sugar was that? The palm sugar,
Coconut.
coconut palm sugar. Yeah, coconut. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, so just want to say it again, and you've heard me say it a number of times. I am an independent thinker. I belong to no political party. Um, a common sense thinker. Um, I'm not going to jump on your bandwagon of, going and writing against your president. And nah, I just don't believe in that. The Bible that, which I used to guide my life, it says, obey those who have the rule over you. Because, look at those guys who went and rioted at the White House, I mean, at the Capitol. Um, Now they're paying the price. They thought going up there and slinging guns and hurting a few people would have actually got them what they wanted. Nah, nah. You're not bigger than the law. The law eventually will win. It will win against your nonsense. All right. So now a little about me. Well, I was born in Jamaica. Been here since wow, 80, 86, 1986. Um, Came straight to Florida. Been here ever since. Um, I enjoy life. I have a wife, 3 children, 3 girls at that, and the shop is closed, folks. No more. No more. Love my family, love my wife, love my kids, and just take one day at a time. I use the Word of God, the Bible, to govern my life the best way possible. Um, no one is perfect, and my wife keep a close eye on me. I keep a close eye on her too. So, um, but so my wife may actually join me on what I'm about to address right now. But let me tell you, I love grocery shopping. I love grocery shopping. So today is Thursday. It's Thursday night, late Thursday night, and so tomorrow's Friday, and we go grocery shopping together. I love grocery shopping, and after grocery shopping tomorrow, uh, I'm gonna be going to a polo game. So I love polo. I love being around the horses. So just want to put that out there. The next thing I want to address is a few things about just relationships. And I think on every show or that I'm on here, I may want to address just a few things about relationships, marriages. And I think my wife may not be able to join me every time on the show here, but I think it'd be a nice addition if she comes in and you know, I raise a question, and then she can give her
Perspective.
perspective, and I might get out of the seat here, and she may actually get in there. And the first one here is, man is the head of his household. Now, she's gonna come on in and give her perspective on man being the head of the household. So my dear wife, she's gonna come in and just talk. And we're gonna kind of go back and forth on this. All right, darling, come on in, sit on in.
Okay, so you want me to give my opinion on you being the head of the household?
Yeah, men being the head of the household. What's your opinion on that? What's your take on it?
Well, I believe in that because I don't want to be in control of everything. That's just too much stress for me. And the fact that I use the Bible to govern my life, it makes perfect sense that I would totally agree with that. Like the Bible says, wives, it says first, husband, are to be submitted unto the Lord, and wives submit unto their husband one to another. So we submit one to another. But he is the head of the household. I love that. He takes the lead, and I take the back seat. I don't want all that pressure on me, and I am comfortable with that. I don't see anything wrong with it. Yeah, that's just what I believe. I love being able to, kick back and know that I don't have to make all the decisions. That's just a lot of pressure. But we're able to reason together, have conversations, and then, I give him my take, and then he makes the final decision. And I am totally fine with that. I don't want to be the leader. That's too much stress. That's too much.
Well, some women would say, some women had problem with that.
Yeah, of
Well,
course.
and why do you think that is?
Some women, they have been. You know what? It could be what they've seen, right? It could be that what was modeled for them. That their mom probably was the only one in the household having to hold it down, and if that was their example, they themselves probably adapted that idea that, oh my gosh, I have to be the one to take care of me and everything else. And then coming into a relationship, they don't know how to put down that hat. So I believe what they have experienced definitely could have been attributed to that. So that's definitely my take on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yes.
Fair enough. Um, you know, big one. Women are more patient. That's right off the top.
That's true.
Women are more patient. And my wife, she deals with the kids. She's just more patient than I am. You know, like today, um, we were thinking about having our daughter to join
Some club,
you know,
a club.
a club.
Yes.
All right. And I'm like, well, while I was at work, I'm like, well, we already do so much with our kids.
Right.
Before I even get home, they're learning Spanish.
Spanish,
Um, one is taking
piano,
piano lessons,
and the other ukulele, and
ukulele
harmonica.
or harmonica, but this club is offering what caught my daughter's eyes or attention, I should say, was when they said, "Well, we can go camping," and I'm like, "Yeah, we can
We've
go."
been camping.
We've been camping before.
Right.
But she was just a little kid.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, but yes, being the head of the household.
Where are you going with that story?
God has graced me, I should say, or graced men, to handle, that position. Um, you know, many times you hear women say, "Well, you know, I don't need a man." No, but no one needs a man. But there's certain things in life where my wife is built for, and I'm built for.
Indeed.
And I'm built to be the head, and she's built to be the helpmate. That's it.
That's right.
Some women have problems with that. Well, you're gonna have major problems in your relationship. That's all I can tell you.
Absolutely, because it becomes a tug of war. It becomes a struggle. It becomes a struggle because it's like I'm trying to be the leader, and then you're trying to be the leader, and it's like a tug of war. It's like, for what? Like, listen, ladies, let men be men, and let us be women. It's okay for our men to take the lead. It's okay for them to take out the trash. It's okay for them to provide for us. We don't have to be so strong all the time thinking that you don't need them. No, it's okay. In this world, we need each other. And that's just the reality. And some may not want to face that reality. And, they might, that's why many at 50 or whatever later in age, they start to regret, oh, I wish I gave, more patience to this guy.
Or give a chance.
Give an opportunity.
Yeah.
To that guy that was trying to talk to me, but it was like, I'm strong, I got it, I don't need no man. And that's a lie. You're lying to yourself, and that's why you're 50 and you're still single, and you wished that you gave that person an opportunity.
Women who fall into situations like that, it's just bad advice that we're given, by their friends.
Yes. And possibly what was modeled for them.
What was modeled, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So modern thinking, possibly. You just never know.
Never know.
Yeah.
Never know.
So, but hey, like I said, I relinquished the control to him. I am fine with that.
Well, let me put it
because there's so much for me to do already. Come on.
There's so much for me to do. So much for both of us to do.
Right, so I'm gonna stay in my lane and be comfortable with that, and he's gonna be in his lane, and he's gonna be well. And what happens is when we stay in our lane, we function so much better. We operate better. There's more excellence when we stick to what we do best. You know, so I'm gonna stick to my lane.
And well, I do more of this, and my wife do more of that. Let me explain. As far as a household things to do, how to keep up a house. The funny thing, my wife used to always say all the time at the end of the day, "Honey, you gonna wash the dishes tonight?" I'm like, really? I wash the dishes almost every cotton picking night.
Isn't that awesome? Oh my gosh. And I make the meals, and then like that's that's partnership, and he'll wash the dishes. I just think it's such a lovely thing. It's we really work as a team. Like he'll sweep at times, I'll sweep, and it's just a partnership. You
Yeah.
know,
I,
I
I
love it.
recently I heard they say if a man washes dishes, he gets more sex. Yeah. Than washing a whole lot more dishes. But basically that all that I really do around the house is basically kind of what I used to see my father do anyways. So it becomes natural.
Nice.
I get home from work and we already have a plan as far as when I get home. I take the kids out and do various different things with them. Um, and then it's just stuff that you do inside the house. Um, I have a friend that he's from, I think, Nigeria or Kenya, Zulu. What country are you from?
I'm not sure.
But anyways,
Maybe Namibia or something like
yeah,
that.
somewhere around there. And, I was just telling, I think one day I said to him, I said, "Oh man, I'm doing the laundry." He's like, "Oh my gosh."
You were doing the dishes.
Yeah, I was doing the dishes.
Hmm.
And he's like, "Man of God. In Africa, no, 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 no. This woman got you whipped." Yeah, yeah, but and then the thing about you got different cultures.
Yes.
That's just it. Just different culture. So, another thing I want to point out, you marrying into a different culture, you better ask some questions. Be
Certainly.
very clear
Yes.
on what you're getting into.
Right.
Yeah, be very, very clear. We watched this one show, 90 Day Fiance, and some of these people, we're like, didn't they watch the show
Before.
before? Because they're marrying some guy from God knows where, and he does some weird things, as
In
far
their
as
eyes, it's weird,
in
but
their
for him
for him,
or for them, it's their culture.
it's their culture.
Yeah.
So, if you're gonna marry out of your culture,
Do your research.
do your research,
Read.
please.
Read. Do your due diligence, because for you to do research, it shows that you really care about learning and being able to have a relationship that flourishes. Because the more you know about the culture, the more you'll be able to embrace your mate as well as their extended families. But if you
Exactly.
don't know much, it's like, oh my God, you're disgusted by everything. So
Right.
I would suggest definitely do research, read, and get familiar with the culture. Try some of the food before you even go to their country. So
Right.
when you get there, you're not given the disgusting facial expressions.
Right.
Yeah, it's very rude. When we see that.
Good. 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 Decision makings. I think I discussed this before we got married. Um, who has the final word in decision making? Now, I know this had turned off a number of women, before I met my wife. I said, well, see, the thing, you have to state certain things, to a person, what you are willing to give in a relationship or what you are willing to accept.
Right.
So when I told my wife, I said, I have the last word in major decision making. And then she's like, okay, that's it. And I was like, hold on a second. I got me a smart one here. Because not that I only have the last word, but I always want to know her opinion also. Because she might say something and I'm like, whoa, didn't think of it that way. So that in itself is a turn off to so many women. It's only, hate to say it, only the few smart ones will get that and make
the decision to
the
move
best
forward
decision.
in that relationship.
Right.
If they don't agree, it's like, okay, deuces, peace. So yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we covered that a little. I think I mentioned that, right? Like we'll discuss something and then I'll leave the final decision to him. And I just think that is sound wisdom. That's just sound wisdom.
You can't have two captains to a ship.
No.
That's just it. Two captains. somebody's gonna
Right.
the other
Absolutely.
person.
Absolutely.
Um, now let me see here. I did have a number of things here. Lights kind of dim, but I got it. I got it. Keep family and friends. Keep family and friends out of your relationship. People do give sound advice. My grandfather used to say, which the Bible say, quick to listen, slow to speak. But if you are having problems in your relationship and you're willing to listen to a friend or family of yours, um, like I've always told my wife, I said, look, a friend of yours may be having problems in their relationship. Well, at least say to the friend, well, look, I'm only hearing your side of the story. And guess what? That friend would be like, you know what? That's my last time telling her my problems. Because people tell you their problems so a lot of times for you to agree with them. But when you come back and say, well, I'm only hearing your side, that person can either say, well, you know what, man, she's a true friend or he's a true friend because he wants to hear both sides before he gives any advice. So that's like my advice to you. If someone only is willing to hear your side of the story, I advise you to keep it moving and either get professional advice.
Absolutely, because there's three sides to the story. Your side, his side, and the true side, or the true story, right?
All right?
So,
Yeah. Um, I don't know if I said it right, but anyway, it says basically take time away from each other. When I say take time away from each
like
other,
me time, it's
me time.
necessary.
Yeah, me time.
It's
Me time.
necessary.
Right.
It's good to take that time apart to, just to be with your friends or,
Mm-hmm.
do something that you like to do, hobby, meet with your friends, just quick lunches. For you, it's cycling.
Cycling.
It's therapeutic to get away from each other and then come back together. I think it's very healthy, and it's good to have that. It's like you have a, yeah, it's called me time,
Me
really,
time.
right?
Like tomorrow, I'm going to the polo game.
Yes.
I'm going to be around people, but it's either going to be me or my little daughter or just me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, when it comes to horses,
I love horses. Oh my God.
any sport to deal with horse, I just
Yeah.
love it. It's to me, it's therapeutic. It's just a time to
Yes.
unwind.
Oh my God.
So my wife is not going to be there because
Because
she
I
had
have
to
to
pick
pick
up
up the kids.
from school.
But
So
I love horses. My growing up, we had in Haiti growing up, we had donkeys, horses, and my dad still have horses. So when I go back home, I get on them, and it's just I love it. We were in Hollandale just a couple of months ago. Hollandale, Florida. We went to a racehorse. It was oh my horse racing. It was awesome.
mhm,
If I gambled, I could have won because I chose the number that was gonna win. And guess what? They were the number one. My number one pick actually won. So if I gambled, I could have won that $200,000 prize that was going on.
oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit more, but it was around 200,000 or more.
Wow.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to start gambling?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah. So me time is vital. It's vital.
Yeah. Like I said, I cycle on the weekends, and it's just nice to just get away. And the time is coming when the children are older, where my wife she can actually get away by herself, or
Absolutely.
it's and we're having fun with the kids.
Oh yeah, we love it. We love going, as you've seen it on our channel. Like when we go to vacation, they're with us. Everywhere we go, they're with us. We really can take them everywhere. That's the blessing that we could take them everywhere. People clap for us almost every time we take them somewhere. They're so impressed that, oh my gosh, they're so good. And we're like, isn't this the norm? But over the years, we've come to realize that it's not the norm. So when they're clapping, we just take it in and say, okay, thank you.
And clapping meaning that, we're on a flight. For example, we went to Hawaii last year.
Yes.
How many hours flight was on?
11 and a half.
11 and a half. And I guess
No
it's
no
become
crying.
it's become the norm. Yeah, the kids didn't cry or anything.
Didn't act up. No running down the aisle. I had a baby that was, how old was she? She was, oh my goodness,
Was she a year yet?
not yet. She
Not
was
yet.
about 11 months.
11 months.
She was 11 months. Not a peep. So as the people are passing by, they're saying, they're clapping. They're like, good job, mom. Good job, dad. And I'm like, what are they talking about? Then one of them say, hey, your kids, we didn't hear a peep. We didn't hear a peep. We're like, oh, okay, we got it.
Yeah. And like I said, I think it's about how you raise them.
Yeah.
Because I asked my wife the question, I'm like, what could have caused them to have that kind of demeanor? And my wife pointed out, she's like, well, we don't scream at each other.
We're pretty calm.
We're pretty calm.
Yeah, I think they feed off of our energy. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
It's been fun. It's been fun.
Yeah. We're gonna start winding down, right, hon?
Yeah, I was gonna start winding down. The last thing is eat clean.
Yes.
During this pandemic, eat clean, build your immune system, wash your dirty hands. Like I said, we don't support mask wearing, but where it is required for you to wear, don't fight against it. Don't be violent. Wear the mask. But we believe the best way for you to protect yourself during this pandemic, I should say, is to wash your dirty hands, eat clean to build your immune system.
Meaning, drink water, eat your greens, your vegetables, your fruits, eat whole foods, try your best to make your meals, and it's just, what you're putting in it. So definitely it's going to be a lot healthier because what you yourself, you're cutting the veggies, you're cutting the meat, what you're putting in it. So it's a lot safer for your body. So that's what we mean by eating clean, eating whole foods, and just, stay healthy the best that you can.
We're flexitarians, and people are sometimes confused. What is a flexitarian? That means that we eat less meat, more fruits and vegetables.
Right. So like we might eat meat once a week or not. Like this whole week we have not had any meat. It's just been vegetables, quinoa, fruits and salads, water, green juices, smoothies, So
my wife has had a couple of glasses of red organic wine.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, so
that's and it's healthy.
And that's how we do it. Well, folks, we just want to let you know we love you. We have your best interest. We're not fanatics. We're not extremists. We're free thinkers. You may not agree with everything that we may say or do, but we didn't get on here for you to agree with us. No good leader has everyone behind his back 100%. So we just gather information from NPR News, BBC, and we come and give our own opinions. And then towards the end, we speak about relationship, our views about relationship,
as marriage, well as eating,
your health.
Because we're big, this is wellness. So when we think about wellness, it's spiritual, physical, emotional, mental, so all of it. So we try to cover the whole self. So at times you might see me, posting a meal. At times you might see me, teaching from the Word of God, and just bring about scripture, and so it's the whole self. So just know that that's what our channel is all about. Vlogging at times, showing our family. So we just appreciate all of you that have subscribed, and we ask that you continue to share, comment, ask questions. if you have any more questions that you would like for us to answer, we'll definitely look at our comment section. But we want you to smash that like button, subscribe, share, and definitely if you like this content, we'll keep it coming. Yeah, support us however you feel. We have the Cash App information, and we'll just put it down there. Yeah.
Feel free. Want to send us whatever amount you want, but that's not what this is about. But so, you have a wonderful weekend. May God continue to bless you, and thank you for joining Common Sense Thinking with Dre. Peace. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Okay.
I don't want people to know you. To bless and you know, so teaching something about